The air was thick with tension, a venomous silence broken only by the low, menacing growl of Henry Caldwell's voice. They teach you to take lives halfway across the globe, but not how to respect a man's land. Huh, Captain? The word captain dripped with contempt, a jagged blade hurled across the backyard. Henry, my neighbor, stood there, his cold steel revolver aimed not just at my wife, Sarah, but at the very essence of her being. My heart seized, my blood turning to ice. This wasn't a neighborly spat anymore. It was a violation, a desecration of everything we'd fought for. We were in Willow Creek, a sleepy coastal town in Oregon, where the loudest sound was supposed to be the waves crashing against the cliffs. It was April 15th, 2024, barely 8 months since we'd moved here, chasing a quiet life after years of Sarah's deployments. But now, 2 local cops, summoned by Henry's trespassing complaint, stood frozen, their faces pale with disbelief. This had spiraled far beyond a property dispute. "Caldwell, drop the gun," barked Officer Larson, his voice cracking with urgency, his hand now clutching his holstered pistol. But Henry was lost in a haze of rage, his bloodshot eyes locked on Sarah. "I own this street," he hissed, spit flying. "I'm the law here, and you'd are to disrespect me in my own domain." He thrust the gun forward, emphasizing his point. My legs felt like concrete, my pulse a frantic drumbeat of terror. Every instinct screamed to charge him, to do something, but that dark barrel was trained on Sarah, and I was paralyzed. How had it come to this? It started with a fence line, then anonymous notes, then whispers among neighbors. All because Sarah wanted to plant roses along the bluff behind our housey strip of land with a breathtaking view of the Pacific. Henry's gaze swung to me, his voice a sneer. "And you, standing there useless. No man at all, letting your wife trample over me." His words barely registered, drowned by the roar of my fear. But Sarah, God, Sarah, she absorbed his venom like a stone in a still lake. No ripple. Kneeling in the grass, her posture was flawless, her breathing steady. Her eyes didn't waver from his, not even glancing at the gun. She was dissecting him, reading every twitch, every flicker of doubt. Her calm was a weapon, more terrifying than the revolver. It unnerved Henry. His hand trembled, the gun's power fading against her defiance. In that fleeting moment of hesitation, she spoke, her voice cutting through the chaos like a blade. "James!" My name, a single word, was a command. Our eyes locked, and I felt a chill of certainty. This wasn't the end, it was the start. "Get the briefcase. The black one." Her words sliced through my panic, a lifeline in the storm. The black briefcase? My body resisted, every instinct screaming that turning my back on a gunman was madness. But Sarah's voice carried 14 years of trust through her deployments, our highs and lows. I exhaled slowly and turned, feeling Henry's hateful glare boring into me, the cop's stunned silence heavy in the air. Each step across the lawn was an eternity, my ears straining for the gunshot I prayed wouldn't come. Inside our home, the quiet was jarring photos on the walls, Sarah's book on the couch, the faint scent of morning coffee. How had we gone from dreaming of peace to this nightmare? 8 months ago, we bought this house in Willow Creek, our forever home after years of military life. I could write my freelance articles anywhere, and Sarah, now in a desk role at the nearby Astoria Naval Station, wanted roots. She was vague about her work, data analysis, planning, and I never pried. The house was perfect, but it was the bluff, a 60-foot stretch of green with an ocean view, that sealed the deal. We planned to sip coffee there, watching our future unfold. Henry Caldwell introduced himself the day we moved in, his wife, Mary Ann, at his side with a bottle of wine and a polished smile. He was the HOA president, he declared a community leader. But his charm felt hollow, his eyes lingering too long on our bluff, his questions about Sarah's job too pointed. Trouble started a month later. Henry cornered me by the mailbox, his tone patronizing. "James, that bluff, it's HOA common land, per an old bylaw. No structures, for everyone's sake." I'd studied the deed. That land was ours. I told him so politely but firmly. His smile didn't falter, but his eyes went cold. That was when the war began. It was subtle at first, a letter from the HOA citing our small fire pit as a violation, laced with intimidating jargon. Neighbors grew distant, their waves replaced by silence. Mary Ann played the concerned friend, urging Sarah to yield for harmony. When we didn't, Henry escalated. A security camera appeared, aimed at our yard. Anonymous notes turned hostile. Some people don't belong here. Your arrogance is poison. I dug into Henry's past, finding a trail of HOA disputes in Idaho and Montana. He was a bully wielding bylaws like a club. I wanted to expose him, but Sarah, always calm, stopped me. He wants you angry, James. That's sloppy. We observe. We wait. We let him overreach. Now, in our office closet, my hand found a black briefcase, heavy with secrets from Sarah's world. My fear mixed with burning curiosity. Sarah had faced a gun without flinching, and now she called for this. It wasn't a fence seat, was a weapon. Back outside, the scene was unchanged. Henry with his gun, the cops poised, neighbors watching. I set the briefcase beside Sarah, our eyes meeting briefly. No gratitude, just a command to step back. I obeyed, my heart racing with anticipation. Henry scoffed. What's this? A bribe? But Sarah ignored him, her focus on Officer Larson. When Mr. Caldwell claimed trespassing on HOA land, did you verify the HOA's legal status? Her question hit like a grenade, precise and disorienting. Larson stammered, unprepared. Sarah pressed, her tone patient but relentless. An HOA in Oregon is a nonprofit corporation registered with the state. Who's your complainant, a person or a legal entity? Henry's face reddened. This is nonsense. I'm the HOA. Sarah turned to the younger cop, Officer Tate. Officer Tate, check the Oregon Secretary of State's website for Willow Creek HOA. We'll wait. Tate hesitated, then moved to his patrol car, compelled by Sarah's authority. The power had shifted. Sarah knelt, opened the briefcase. No papers, only a navy blue uniform, folded with precision, and a gleam of gold. My mind reeled. A uniform? Sarah spoke, her voice low and heavy. There are different kinds of authority, Mr. Caldwell. You've mistaken which one rules today. She lifted the jacket, its gold buttons and insignia gleaming, and walked toward the house, not fleeing, but preparing. Henry stammered, his gun now absurd. What's she doing? A minute later, the screen door opened. Sarah emerged, transformed. She wore the full dress uniform of a U.S. Navy officer, crisp trousers, starched shirt, and a jacket adorned with ribbons and a captain's insignia. Her posture was commanding, her presence a force. The crowd gasped. Henry's bravado collapsed. Larson snapped to attention, instinctive respect overriding protocol. Tate stared, awestruck. Sarah addressed Larson. Your colleague has information. Tate pale spoke. There's no Willow Creek HOA. It's not registered. Sarah turned to Henry, her tone almost pitying. You're committing felonies, assault, fraud, threatening a federal officer. And your timing is unfortunate. Two black sedans pulled up, federal agents emerging with silent efficiency. One approached Sarah. Captain Ellis, situation contained? Henry's gun fell to the grass. It was over. The agents arrested Henry and Mary Ann with chilling precision. Sarah spoke briefly to Tate, restoring his confidence. As the sedans left, the neighborhood exhaled. Sarah removed her jacket, exhaustion flickering in her eyes. Well, she said, that escalated. Later, we learned the truth. Henry's HOA was a front for a domestic intelligence ring targeting military families, aiming to drive them out and seize their properties. Henry, a Navy reject, harbored a vendetta against officers like Sarah. She'd seen the signs, quietly building a case, protecting a hidden front line. At a town hall, neighbors confessed their complicity, shamed but hopeful. They formed a real HOA, transparent and fair. They named our bluff Ellis Right View, a symbol of truth. On Unity Day, we sat on that bluff, the ocean before us, kids laughing nearby. Regret revealing it all? I asked. Sarah pointed to the sign. Ellis Wright View, protected by truth. Some secrets shield a mission, she said. But when the threat's at your door, truth is the sword. We held hands, our peace restored. What would you have done, faced a gun or exposed a hidden enemy? Should Sarah have revealed her power sooner? Or was her restraint the key? Comment below, like, and subscribe for more stories that unravel the truth.